We are live. It is Friday. I know it's been a minute. But we are back fresh off the heels of Art Basel, fresh off the heels of Miami Art Week, fresh off the heels for myself just coming back from Denver, Colorado, where I had the great pleasure to work on a collaboration with a very talented artist. More on that soon. We are coming to you live and direct. It is Friday, here with my friend and my brother, very talented musician, the first finger drummer on the blockchain, GodCloud. How's it going, GodCloud?
Yo, what's going on, Maximilian? I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great. It's been a really exciting week of conversations, and even like earlier today, great conversation. I want to thank everyone who joined us as we had an art on Bitcoin chat every Tuesday and every Friday at 8:08 a.m. because you know we're all about that bass. You can join us on X for a live conversation, and it was super fire this morning. Thank you for joining us, GodCloud, where we started talking about insult art, the art of insult art.
Oh yeah, that was a cool conversation. I could only be in for a little bit, but all the points that that I heard were, I think, spot on, and it even allowed me to look at what I'm doing at different angles. So yeah, great perspectives, great conversation. Was happy to be there.
Yeah, super, super fun. And you know, one of the things that, for anyone who's listening who's wondering, like, what am I talking about with insult art? This conversation actually got started. Our friend Vesa mentioned in this wonderful space that we had earlier this week, hosted by Paymon. Shout out to our brother Paymon. Paymon June, what's going on? Vesa brought up this really interesting point about insult art. Now, you may have heard earlier in the week about the sale of an artwork that is concept art. It's a banana taped to the wall by artist Mario. Oh my goodness. I don't want to make sure I want to say his name properly. Hold on. Hold on here. Hold on. Okay. Maurizio Catalan. I was missing a few syllables there. Maurizio Catalan. So this is the artist who made this famous banana artwork, and it sold and resold, and everyone's been talking about it for so many reasons. But this is a great example of what we were calling insult art, where it's like outside the realm of what's considered art. Why is it called insult art? Well, the idea is it's a little bit insulting, maybe to the viewer. It's a little bit insulting, maybe to the industry. So this is what we're talking about, insult art. There's a lot of it, and also in music. Think about a diss track. And so this is like what GodCloud brought up in the conversation I thought was so super interesting. So we want to talk about insult art in music. And my name is Maximilian. If you've never met me before, I am a singer, songwriter, entertainer, comedian, screenwriter, film director, performer, and many other things. Been putting art and music on the blockchain since 2021. I'm blockchain agnostic, which means I appreciate all the chains. I feel that blockchains are like people. Everyone has its own superpower, and they're all here to make the world a better place. So find your lane and stay in all of them. I want to allow my friend GodCloud to introduce himself and kick off the conversation. GodCloud, take it away.
Yeah, for sure. So people don't know me. GodCloud, first finger drummer on the blockchain, dropped my first NFT on Ethereum in early 2021, March 4th, 2021. Actually, it was March 3rd, 2021, but it sold at midnight. So it was on the 4th. It was purchased by legendary artist Pop Wonder. And that, was the catalyst to my whole career in Web3. Ended up leveraging that into a few other NFT sales. Was one of the founding members of Stratosphere. We organized big, you were part of Stratosphere too, and was it last year, right?
Oh, every year. I exhibited in Stratosphere every year.
Oh no, okay. Well, weren't you like hosting or doing or something other than exhibiting? Like,
I don't know. I think I
I
only
thought
exhibited in Stratosphere.
no, yeah, you were down there for the coin for the base thing
Oh,
because they were doing.
yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yes, okay, yeah. See, right.
Yeah, straight
Um,
up.
It's funny when we've done like just so much stuff. It's like, no, you remember that really cool like legendary shit that you did? Like which one? Like that?
Yeah,
Oh, that. Yeah,
at
yeah.
Base House in Miami.
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely, with Nima Jun, Payman Jun, Sabet Jun, and
Yep.
Wonder Mundo, and also Senior Pants was on the panel. And we were also joined at the end by Eric Motivate. So yeah, we got all the homies on the panel there at Coinbase. I was very fortunate to be able to moderate that. My favorite flex, moderating a talk at Base House, was pretty hot.
Nice, very cool. Yeah, I was one of the founding members of Stratosphere. Um, Worked with Val Kilmer, George Lopez, currently the CTO of Miles Palabras Records, and we got some cool stuff coming down the pipe too. I just got off the phone with our banking partners over at Corbis, uh, and we got something wild lined up. It was yeah, that's why I had to get off the Twitter space. We had a meeting with the banking people, but dude,
Oh, I'm super excited about Corbis.
yo, they done leveled it up. As I told you about the concierge stuff and all that, yo, they done took it even further now. I'm so hype about it all. But I can't talk about anything yet, of course. But when I can, you're gonna know. But yeah, insult art, right? What I said earlier in the space was that I feel that insult art is a response to the standards that are like considered the norm. You know, you said it's like out of the range of what might be considered art, but that's I feel like that's always subjective to the times. Um, and when you start kind of seeing this other like meta, I guess this alternative meta, people at first are like, ew, like what the hell is that? That's garbage. That's not this. This is what it is, and we see that in hip hop a lot. You kind of get the battle between the old heads and the new school, you know what I mean? Where they say like, yo, we don't want to hear none of that unk shit. And that's what the new school sounds like. Damn, unk shit. Like wow, that's that's something, but it comes from this, I feel like this kind of mindset in which the current, I'll call it the ruling class, will say this is what it is, this is how we do it. And maybe the up and coming class, they want to do things a bit different. They've got new influences, they see things different, their perspective is just different. And oh, you there? Okay, there you go. And they they might want to work with the ruling class, but the ruling class is like, what you're doing isn't what we're doing, so no. And that's where the riff starts. And then that's where the like I said earlier, that's where the singularity uh starts to expand from there, because more people are going to be like, damn dude, they're not letting me get on stage. Damn dude, they're not playing my shit on the radio. Then more people are going to start feeling the same way. Somebody's going to rise up and be the face of that, and then they're going to do the damn thing, and that's what's going to be the new meta that comes up. Then that's going to be the ruling class. And what I just described is what we saw over the past few years with what people called mumble rap. People were like, well, rap is supposed to be the super lyrical thing, da 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 da. But then you had, like Lil Uzi come around. You had, like Pump, and, Lil Xan, and all all these other cats come around, and they might not be seen as these great lyricists and whatnot, but you can't deny that they're not doing numbers. You can't deny that they're not moving the culture. And if you kind of look at their stuff and not hold it to the previous standard, it's dope. Like damn, like okay, I can vibe to this. I see where they're coming from with this. So
You just said something. I want to just take a couple steps back real quick. You said
yeah,
holding it to the previous standard of what, like lyricism or what? Because is that what you mean when you say the previous standard? Previous standard of what?
yeah. So like the previous standards of the ruling class. So like with old rap, it was you have to.
Old rap.
Yeah,
Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes. They working out. I better be careful now.
yeah, I don't want no more beef with Busta Rhymes. I don't
You
want.
know what?
Yeah,
Every time I see him, he's got more and more muscles. I'm like, bro,
right. I done had a couple run-ins with Busta already. I'm not trying to have a third one.
yo. For real? Oh my god. You know, I did that movie Higher Learning with Busta Rhymes. We were both children. We were both actual children
No
doing a movie
shit.
together. I got much love for Busta Rhymes. Yeah, you know, when I was, I think that was one of the jobs that I had to like ditch school to go do that film. Like, yeah. Anyway, sorry, but
Nice. Did I ever tell you the story about how he like looked at me like he wanted to kill me that one time?
no,
No.
this might.
And then there was another story in Miami too. It was a whole fucking thing. It was like I just kept on like running in the Busta Rhymes, and
But you know the reason why I bring up Busta Rhymes is because, in my opinion, he's definitely one of the top rappers alive. Like in terms of lyricism and like you
oh
know
yeah.
his poetics. So when you say if we're willing to not hold rap music up to previous standards, that's what I was asking. You mean like that standard of that type of rapper like Busta Rhymes, where it's all about the poetry and the lyricism and stuff? Is that what you meant, or something else?
Well, not exactly that, but like holding the lyrics up to not even the lyrics, but just saying like, okay, this is the criteria that I'm looking for in a good rap song. You know what I mean? Being like, all right, like that's cool, but this is also cool too. There's a different set of standards to this. This is something different. It's still of the same. I feel, I feel like, what ultimately like what defines like rap music is, and this might be kind of hard to put your finger on, but it's a vibe about it. You know what I mean? Like some stuff feels like some of Weeknd's stuff feels like rap, even though he's quote unquote an R&B singer. But I still think he has like a rap vibe to a lot of his shit because it's like how he's flowing, how he's how the beats how the beat is, and how he does his thing. It's kind of got like a rap vibe to it. So yeah, whereas you know like, and I wouldn't call Takashi 69 a mumble rapper, but if you look at him versus Busta Rhymes is way more lyrical. Obviously, he might say some more shit that have you thinking like, oh damn, like did he really just string those bars together? But at the same time, like Takashi be saying some shit too that ain't necessarily like overtly like subliminally clever, but it's like damn, like okay, like all right, homie spitting like yo, what'd he say, um oh fuck, I'm blanking on this fucking bar, but Takashi got this one track called International Gangsters with him and these other rappers I think he's got like a German rapper, a Spanish rapper, and a French rapper all on the same track, and this shit is fucking killer, great track. But two different types of criteria from a Busta Rhymes track to a Takashi track, But at the same time, even Takashi is insult art because he's got the pink ear, he's got the rainbow hair, he looks
How is rainbow hair an insult? And by the way, I just gotta say, like, I really have feel some kind of way about these rappers that really go all out with their looks. Keep it flowing, brothers. I love it. I love it. I love the rainbow hair. I love the fucking grills and all the self expression. This shit is so fire.
yeah, because like just
But where
look
is
at
the
the
insult?
look at the reaction that it got from
His
people.
whole, but yeah, Takashi, his whole rap is insult, but it's like uh insulting specific people.
Yeah, and I think it just pushed against the whole norm of rap being like,
It does.
being like you got to be a tough guy and
And
you
super
got to be
masculine.
and super masculine and everything, and him coming out with my favorite thing about Takashi back then, because I was kind of like in a similar like I guess environment that he was in, like
Come
this.
from the streets.
Yeah,
Hard.
yeah, like
Hard.
this dude's
Super
really
hard.
in the fucking streets, rainbow hair, daring motherfuckers to fuck with him, And what in one of his interviews, he was like, "I thought rap was real." He's like, "I thought that these dudes who were running around, saying gang and throwing up freaking signs and shit were like legit." He was like, "But I pulled a card and they be soft, so I do it again and do it again and do it again." And I'm like, "Damn!" And everybody was so fucking mad at him like, oh, this little rainbow hair, da 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 da, this or that. And I'm like, but yo, I dare you run up on him. I dare you run up on him because he's really rolling around with them Billies. You know what I'm saying? Like them
Yeah.
dudes that he was rolling with weren't playing. And granted, they turned on each other in the end. But
Well, yeah.
yeah, but at that time, it's like, damn, this dude is sticking his middle finger up to the traditional rap industry. They tried to blackball him even after he got out of jail. His record still went crazy. He's still making money off of the streams. Personally, I be bumping me some Takashi. I fucking love that dude's tracks, Like his shit go fucking hard. Um,
There's definitely a lot of complexity there. Like, I think, Takashi is a complex character for some other reasons as well. Like, there was some talk about, the legitimacy of his friendship with some of the people that he rolls around with. And there was some talk about, you know, um, the authenticity, right, of his affiliation with some of those people that he was hanging out with. And the way that people split apart in the end kind of speaks to that.
oh
So I
yeah.
feel like, there is, anytime someone's authenticity, especially for an artist, it's true for everyone, it's true for a politician or anyone else. But anytime an artist's authenticity comes into question, for any reason, it's always very polarizing.
Yeah. And like anybody, I feel like anybody who was about that, who's about that life. I don't think do people still say about that life? I feel like people don't say that anymore.
I think most people don't even know what the fuck it means.
Yeah, yeah. But I feel like anybody who was about that life could tell what was going on, you know? And I was my thing that I always hope for. I was like, I hope he gets out before they either kill him or somebody else kills him, you
I
know?
would be very sad to see something bad happen to Takashi,
Yeah. I was like, I hope he gets out
regardless
before.
of whatever decisions he's made.
Yeah.
He's really, and not trying to blow him up. He's not a personal friend of mine, so don't anyone get the wrong idea. But anyone who comes from such difficult circumstances, who finds a way to stand out and authentically be themselves in any way, shape, or form, deserves to be supported and helped along until they figure shit out. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, and like I could tell that those guys were like trying to, you know, use him essentially to get to basically to put some legitimacy behind their criminal shit. And it's like, okay,
The government does it. Why not us?
yeah, right, right, exactly. It's like, so if their agreement was like, hey, we can use this kid to put some legitimacy behind our shit, and also he can use us to put some legitimacy behind his shit too. Because think about it, like before he got with Treyway, he was in Scum Gang, right? Society Can't Understand Me with Zilla Kame, right? They had that track Helsing. Listen, that track is freaking bang, big shit, man. Like the block guy, that ooh. But that shit, so
Woo!
that's what he's doing
I'm
before.
about to go on a music listening expedition. I need the playlist. Give me that
Yo,
playlist, GodCloud.
I'll send you some Takashi gems. But
Oh,
but yeah,
okay, okay.
after he stopped working with Kame, right? He got in with Treyway, right? And that's when you start to see the heavy blood shit. That's when you start seeing the flags and all that type stuff but he would always have the rented cars and the videos and everything to a point. But once Gummo came out, I don't fuck with no old hoes, only new hoes. Like I don't give a shit. I'll be riding the probation, bumping that shit, like, I go in there and be like, hey, how's it going? But yeah, like that's like that was a time, and they worked together to really make that image. And you like I said, anybody who was in the game and about that life could tell what was going on. But to the outsiders, they just might be like, damn, this is fucking crazy. Like this is something we've never seen before. The imagery was nuts. But all of that was a big middle finger to the traditional rap world, to the old heads who, got the sagging pants, keep their hair a certain way, would never have their hair colored like that. But if you even look back in the day, like like my dad told me this, that the one dude who was running the block back in the day, they all thought that he was gay because of how he was. You know, he had like blonde like finger waves and shit, and just was really different. But this dude was the baddest dude on the fucking block, and that's just how that's just
He
how
was
it
a
was.
dandy. That was how he styled himself, but
Yeah,
it doesn't
right.
change. He's a dandy, yeah, actually. It's very interesting that you mention this, but there is something to that. If you even look at Takashi, right? He's a dandy of today.
Yes, yes, good point. And you know what? And fuck, what was it? It was one of the Robert Greene books. I don't know if it was the Laws of Power.
I've got them all. The 48 Laws of Power, Laws of Seduction,
That
the one. I've
sorry.
even got the 50th Law with 50 Cent. Yeah. Oh, the Laws of Seduction?
Yeah, I didn't
Got
mean to
it.
like scream at you, but
I
yeah,
love it when you scream at me. Let's
it was.
go.
Yeah, it was in Laws of
Give me those
Seduction.
screams,
He was
brother. Give
talking
it
about
to me.
yeah, he was talking about like being a croquette or being being a dandy, all that type of stuff. But yeah, there's something to all of that, and I think in the hyper masculine world, being just a little different, having just like a little bit of feminine quality to your style will set you apart in that in itself. And so, or like listen, like back when I was on the block and shit, I would wear like super skinny jeans, right? And then I started cutting them like just like a little bit like around my calf, right? So they were like these almost like pebble pusher type shits, right? And I'd be out on the block
Clam
shirtless.
diggers.
Yeah, yeah, kind of like that. But they were like skinny jeans, right? And I'd have my suede Crocs on and shit. And like you could not tell me fucking shit. And for whatever reason, like, and all the guys would be hating on me because I would be chilling with all the girls all the time.
Yo, where is the laugh emoji button? I'm trying to press that shit.
Like yeah, like I was talking to my kid's mom about it the other day. She's like, "Yeah, I used to see you out there and be like, what the fuck is this guy wearing?" Like, she's like, yeah, but that's what made me stand out, where all these other dudes are, got the pants sagging, whatever, this or that shit. Like here comes me, like I'm 6'4", fucking shredded, daring a motherfucker to try something. And I tell the motherfucker too, like, yo, I will, if you want to do something, let's go. But I promise when you wake up, you are going to be upset. I promise once you get up after we do whatever you want us to do, you are not going to be happy. So what's up? And you know that
And I'm
that
gonna
was
do it with my calves showing.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah,
Pulling
so
these dames, pulling these dames.
yeah, it was yeah, it was a wild fucking time. Old GodCloud was a fucking trip, but yeah, and all I think all of that is it's key. It's key to the progression and evolution of art, and and even when we ourselves evolve, it's almost like, and so like how many times have after you've like leveled up or changed something in your life, or your friends like, hey, like, yo, like, what's happening? Your friends feel like you're abandoning them. Your friends feel like you're like insulting them, right? Because you like, yo, I'm not doing that shit no more. Like I'm over here now doing this, and they feel insulted. So I really think that, um, yeah, that insult art, it's just that uncomfortability that we get from growth. I know people say it's the banana, it's this, it's that, but that's playing on something, that's playing on some frustration that's been building for a long time from like other things going on, other, how can I put this, I don't even know how to say it, like,
Take the
yeah,
time, take the
like,
time and find your words because I think you're onto something.
yeah, how can I put this, like other, not mediums, trends, other trends, like whatever, like other popular trends and shit that are going on. I think that somebody was like, man, they're paying for that shit. I'd bet they pay for a banana duct tape to a wall.
Yeah.
That's how it happens. That's how it happens. That's how it happens. And once it does happen, the people who are kind of getting poked fun at, they're like, they're clutching their pearls. They're so like, oh my god, we would never. But now it's like, damn. Now I'm
We
taping my
would
drum
never.
to the fucking wall, making beats with it. Now you see, now it's a meta. Now it's a new meta. That's how it goes. This is what it is. Like, and I feel like I've been talking forever, but I want to talk about how GodCloud on Doomsday, I feel, is like the ultimate piece of insult art. After the space, I thought about this shit. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, the whole thing that I'm doing is insult art. You know, like, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I feel like I've been talking forever. So if you wanna,
No, I love it. Let's talk about GodCloud on Doomsday. Let's go. I've got it ready.
uh, I had to hit the water. I got to get some more. I'm almost out. I only got a little bit, but hey, we'll make it last, right? But yeah. With GodCloud on Doomsday, right? Even the fact that first I gotta acknowledge this. The fact that a while ago I said don't call me a Web3 musician, right?
Right.
I know that some people have had things to say about that, but I don't want to lead with Web3 in talking about my musicianship.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to be like, oh, you're a musician. Let's fuck with your music rather than, as I feel like the tech is a crutch. I feel like people use the tech as a crutch,
Mm.
you know. And when I was talking to Violetta about this at NFT NYC this year, I had told her exactly that, and her response was like, "Well, we need a way to like differentiate that we're using this new thing." And I'm like, "Well, just play your music and let the fans discover that." Like leading with Web3 all the time, I feel
Mm.
doesn't give your music the chance to speak because you're putting the tech first. And when you put the tech first, and I'm not trying to like how people, I'm not trying to like mansplain this, but it's just so simple. When you put the tech first, the music is secondary. When you say you're a Web3 musician, just in how it is spelled out and spelling is
Musician is
right,
secondary.
musician is secondary, right? So I don't want to do that anymore. And when I put GodCloud on Doomsday out on Record Shop, and the fact that Record Shop went belly up and the bitch was gone, it's like, okay, I'm putting this shit out on my website. Am I still heavily involved in Web3 and doing music in Web3? Yeah. But I don't want my money going to no miners or streaming platforms or fees going to, you know, a distribution, something or other. No, this shit's going on my fucking website. That's it. And I feel like that in itself is insult art. Because I don't want. I'm not playing the little blockchain game with this shit. Um, so yeah, so that's dropping tonight. I do gotta like get everything set up. I probably should have did that like days ago, um, but yeah, I just think that with doing this in a way that ultimately all Web3 people kind of end up going, because everybody who I talk to, they're like, and these are some of the biggest names in Web3. They want that email and then they put it on a spreadsheet. So what if you go through all this trouble of onboarding someone just to get their fucking email in a spreadsheet?
Hold on a second now. Hold on a second. Uh, First of all, everyone, I do want your email address, okay? Maximilian doesn't Maximilian doesn't spam, all right? I'm only going to send you stuff that I think you'll personally like, all right? I do want your email address, so don't get it twisted, all right? But for me, the blockchain shit is not actually about the email address; it's about the wallet address for me, and I'll tell you why. Because with email, someone has to open the email in order to get whatever presents and goodies I'm trying to send, right? Now, I know email has, like, in terms of all the different ways that we can market to people, this is really ultimately about marketing, right? It's about how to capture the attention of the people that you're trying to reach, right? Email is one of those ways. But also, for me, because it is complicated to set up a drop, If all we're trying to get is an email address and all we're trying to deliver is music, it's extra complicated to do it in a blockchain way. For sure. There's no question about that. But for me, it's about the blockchain wallet address because now I can give you things. And I know some people are like, well, bitch, you can give it to us in the email too. No, it's different because in the email, it's like a present that's wrapped up and you've got to unwrap it to see what it is. But with the blockchain wallet, it's like I'm handing you a gift that you can see. Like you can see what's in this glass. Now, it might be vodka, might be water, right? You'll have to taste it to find out. But at least when you get something in your blockchain wallet, you can see what it is and you'll know whether or not you want to explore it further. An email may never get open, ever. And so for me, when it comes to music, because we're the Onchain, we are the mob, but we're also the cabal. Just imagine, we're like a niche group inside the mob. Thunderclap, thunderclap. You know what I'm saying? But thunderclap, thunderclap. But anyway, what I'm saying is that for me, NFT music or just NFT, just anything that has to do with tokens and wallets, delivering art in this way, for me, is about my ability to communicate in this new way of offering you something that you can send to someone else or not, but in this way where it's not, to me, this is an elevation from email. This is like something greater than that because I can send you all the same things I can send you in an email, but I'm sending it. Other people can see it. I don't know. It's just more, and I guess this kind of goes along with my philosophy of, and it's also my modus operandi, and also the answer to Maximilian, why are you not on Sound XYZ? Why is your not music out and doot doot doot? It's because once I realized I wanted to deliver my music in this way, I also took on this mission of realizing that I have to make it worth your while. I'm asking you to do so many extra things to receive this. I've got to make it special. And if I'm really a boss, I will find a way to utilize this niche technology to bring something unique and special to whatever I'm delivering like this. So what I'm really saying is, like, for example, if I'm just giving you an MP3, if I don't give it to you in the easiest way possible, I'm kind of a jerk. You know what I'm saying? If I really love you as a musician, I want to make it as easy as possible for you to get this thing, right? Without hurting myself, right? People have already streamlined an easy way for you to enjoy music. There's so many options already. For me to ask you to create this new wallet, learn about crypto security and all the things that you have to do just to get some music that I could deliver to you in a very easy way, I'm already not being good to you. I already don't deserve your money. So that's not what I'm doing. And no judgment, no shade or shame on anyone who sees it a different way. I said it, philosophy, you know. But this is where I'm coming from. And so for me, like I'm totally on the same page with you, GodCloud. And I totally get why you want people to go to your website and be able to just click a button and use their debit card, their credit card, their whatever, and just get the music like that because your mission in this instance is to deliver that music. And there is not a reason why that has to be complicated.
No, yeah, absolutely not. I just said no, yeah, but I agree with you. Uh, and even to the point of just supporting, people don't want to support it. Well, like if I'm buying your stuff, I want it to go to, I want the money to go to Maximilian, like for you to do with that what you need to do. um I don't want to, and this and me personally, I don't I don't want to have to pay the miners X amount of money. I don't want to have to grant their own. What's that?
I'm just sorry. I'm just like, I'm remembering those times when I went to mint like a song or something, and the gas fees were way higher than the money that I was giving to the artist. It really made me feel not good. And I know
Right.
that sounds, but it
No.
bothered me.
Yeah, and that was something too that I never understood, because it's like we're raging about Spotify. Oh, they're taking so much from the artist. It's like, but this financial instrument that you're saying is supposed to set us free is breaking the customer's fucking bank, yo. Like I remember when I sold that video of me getting arrested, people were like, it was a race to see who could get it when the gas was the best, you know? People were like, yo, the gas is crazy right now. They were and I tried to price it at like a moderate price. I priced it like $80. I'm like, yo, $80. So I'm thinking
But
like,
the
okay,
gas was like $1,000.
right. The gas made the thing like 200 something dollars or something stupid, and I'm like, what is this? I'm like, what is going on here, And yeah, so I was
Crypto
like,
is a scam, dude. That's what's
it,
not.
yeah, no, seriously though. Well, yeah, that's why I'm like, yo, I'm about to put GodCloud on Doomsday, which to me is my most honest work that I've ever put out. Because I'll tell you, like my first rap record that I put out, like my dad was in my ear on that one. The second one that I put out, I had like the internet in my ear when I put that one out. Because I'm like, thinking like, well, everybody thinks that. Because even at that time, I was doing a lot of like community cleanup shit, and was a pillar in the community. Yeah, but I was like I was living like a double, triple life at times, and like it just, that shit just broke me, I was like, I can't be all these fucking people. Like I am like I would go to I'd go to like schools and like talk to the kids, be like, yeah, you guys can do whatever you want. You guys are the future, you know what I mean? But then at the same time, I'd be out at night like doing some like wild shit, you know what I mean? And I'm like, fuck, man, like this just like duality, triple life shit that I'm living is wearing on me. But that's what the record, so my first record, Anti Rapper, that was me trying to, ultimately like be my dad 2.0. The next record that I
Wait a
did,
minute. Hold on now. Hold on. Tell us
what's
about,
up?
about who. Tell us about your dad, because some people might not know that your dad is a musician.
Oh yeah, so my dad, he's musician. He worked with, when they were up here at the time, he was in the studio with Jodeci and all of them,
I
back.
didn't know your dad worked with Jodeci. Boy,
Yeah, when they were
stop.
at Dejalon, which ironically, the restaurant that I worked at, that I like kind of cut my teeth in, was right next to that building. Somebody ended up buying the studio and turned it into a house. But yeah, at Dejalon Studios, he was there working with them, like doing some drum programming, playing bass and whatever. Uh, and yeah, they're, young Missy, Timbaland, Genuine, the group Playa. I don't know if people remember Playa. They had damn, I'm drawing blanks on the names, but I know that the one guy, Static, is the dude who wrote Lollipop for Lil Wayne. He made the beat for Lil Wayne. But like even when Lollipop dropped and got, did big numbers, my dad, we were all kicking, talking shit. My dad's like, dude, like I can call homie right now. He's like, I'll call him right now and tell him congrats. He's like, boop, boop, boop. He's like, yo, man, heard the track, congrats on it. He's like, oh yeah, thanks. That. So, you know, my dad was always telling me like, yo, this is what you need to do. You need to like do like this, like blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, all right. And he had some of his music buddies coming around, like his A&R buddies and shit coming around. And I'm like really trying to do stuff to get like a placement, to get on, to do whatever, you know what I mean? And that's what that first GodCloud record was that I dropped in like 2010, or I think it came out in 2011, but it was called The Anti-Rapper, But and I called it that because lyrically I was doing some different shit and bringing some different elements in that you would see start to develop later, that would be like, full force in GodCloud on Doomsday. Like I was like screaming on the record, like in little pockets. I was bringing some rock flavor to it, but in little pockets. I made a beat that didn't really have drums to it, just doing different. Like I made a whole beat with my 8 string guitar, which was pretty interesting. But for the most part, it wasn't. It was still like I was trying to be 80% my dad and 20% GodCloud, on that record. And I've never said this. I never even talked about this record really before like this anywhere. So this is exclusive right now. And then I dropped another EP called Cock Diesel Jesus, which that's a long story, but
I hope so.
yeah, well, it's not even a long story. I'll just tell it right here. My one buddy, one of my old drummers, he would wear two necklaces, right? He would have this like eagle, and he also had this cross. And one day, the eagle necklace got kind of caught up on the cross, and it looked like a regular cross, but like one of the I don't know, the arms of it, I guess, was like super big because it was the eagle. But I didn't, it was like kind of dark, and I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck kind of cock diesel Jesus necklace you got? And everybody starts cracking up, and he was like, "What the hell did you even just say?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, "But that shit's funny." And I'm like, "Let's remember that." So it was like an inside joke with my band at the time. We'd always just be like, we just like be like, "Yo, Cock Diesel Jesus," and I was like, "Fuck it, this record's gonna be called Cock Diesel Jesus." And that record was like, I felt me like kind of being just like, "Fuck it, like this is what I'm gonna do. This is a GodCloud
This
record."
is the vibe of the insult art.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, this is it right here. But again, still lyrically, I'm still trying to like appease my internet crew, because I was in this crew that was like a worldwide crew. We were called the Stone Poets, and we were like, like kind of like woke, like anti-establishment, like
Excuse me, sir. When you
yeah.
use this word woke, what do you
I'm
mean?
I'm not using it like black woke. I'm talking about like what would be considered woke. Like
Black woke?
yeah,
Eh?
yeah.
What
All
do you
right,
mean?
now I gotta explain. All right, all right,
Yes,
all right.
yes, you do. Because now
Okay.
I'm genuinely confused. Okay.
So yeah, like okay. So we all know woke originally black term. When we're saying like, yo, bro, be woke out there, it means be vigilant, be aware. Be conscious of what is around you, because in at any given moment, your life could be in fucking peril. Well, I guess as a black person, your life is always in peril, but I guess that the rate of which it is in peril could just spike. It could just meme coin on
It's
your ass.
volatile.
Yeah, yeah, right, right. It's just fucking hot Tua on your ass, and then
Don't
just
get
be
rugged
gone.
out there, fam.
Yeah, for real. That's what like be woke. That's what that shit meant. Don't get rug, yo. Don't let the world rug you. That's essentially what that shit fucking meant. Um, and I guess some point after the Mike Brown incident, where Mike Brown was unalived. After that happened, I'm so like TikTok trained. Like after what happened to Mike Brown happened, we saw BLM, come arise, and as more, I guess, what you want to call allies, which I hate that term allies. You know, uh,
Why? I love the word ally. What the fuck
I
is
don't
wrong
like
with
it.
the word
I don't. So like I've got like okay, so I've got friends who have transitioned and whatever, right? And when they did, it was really hard for them, because a lot of people, who we thought were friends, turned on them, and then looked at me funny for not, like feeling some type of way, or like turning on them too, which I just don't get. I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck? Like, this is what they feel like. Who gives a shit? Like, yo, they're a friend, right? Like, whatever. Um, it's like you were my bro then. You're my sis now. It is what the fuck it is. But I always felt like when people would say that they were allies, that it was really performative. I would never tell my friend that I'm their ally. It's like we're friends, we're homies. Like, we're like, I don't feel like I need to make that point to say that. It's like, yo, anything happen to you, I'm riding with you. So I just don't feel the need to express it anymore. So it's like, if you my fam, I love you. Like, I wouldn't say that that, like, I'm an ally to like my family. We're family. That's what it is. So when I hear people saying the word ally, I still feel like there's a degree of separation there. Like, and maybe there is, sure, yeah, you don't know exactly what they're going through, but if you really care about somebody and rock with somebody, I don't think that you need to specify the fact that you are an ally. I
Let
just
me
don't.
let me share my insight on this because
Sure, yeah,
ally
yeah.
ally is one of my favorite words. And are you hearing this weird feedback? No? I'm
Uh,
a wizard, so I get all this weird feedback sometimes. So yeah, let me share some my insights with you, if I may, and friends. Right? So I totally agree with everything you said, first and foremost, and I feel the same way. I feel like the word ally is perfect for when you align with someone without first a personal relationship, right? So, like, for example, a person who feels an alignment because of a cause where they feel an alignment with everyone who's in service of that cause. And in this way, the alliance is the cause and your family because of the alliance, as opposed to what you were describing to my ears, which was family and the friendship is first, and starting from the source of that love, everything else is aligned. And I just feel like alliance is the opposite of that, where you're letting somebody know, hey, I know you're a complete stranger, but I will beat the shit out of that guy if he fucks with you. Because you and I agree on this thing over here, which really matters a lot to me. And so to me, that's an alliance where it transcends any personal relationship, and it's a highly conceptual kind of bonding that people share. So that's
okay.
my take on it.
Okay, I can rock with that. I can rock with that. That makes sense too. Yeah, I appreciate that. I think like my whole thing is like I've seen, you know, like the reason why I feel the way I feel about the issues that I feel the way I feel about. Does that make sense? Does that math? Is because of people who, like I said, the people who I love, people who I care about. I'm like, damn, if you're going through that, then other people will have to be going through this too. So I respect their plight due to my proximity to you, you know. Um, but and if you want to call that me, being an ally, being part of an alliance or whatever, but anytime I feel like someone says that they're an ally, it does make me feel the same way as if somebody were to say, nah, bro, I'm woke, like that same kind of,
Okay, so what is woke what is the woke that you don't like to hear people say, and what is the woke that you meant when you just said it a few minutes ago?
So the woke that I said a few minutes ago was like kind of like a tongue in cheek, me saying about talking about the woke that I don't necessarily. So okay, so I feel that the term woke got hijacked, got appropriated, from our culture essentially, and now it just means, it means anything that the conservatives don't like. Like, like that they're working on a car and it's giving them shit like, oh, this fucking car is woke, like, like, god damn, they're trying to do their homework. Ah, this homework is fucking woke. It's home woke. Get it out of here, but yeah, like it's kind of just been this this point of fodder from the conservative right that anything to do with, I feel like, with white people trying to sympathize or be empathetic with the plight of minorities, that they consider that is woke. That's what wokeness means. Like people trying to include diversity in things, that they're like, oh, that's woke. Like I saw a meme that I don't, I didn't really look into what it was talking about, but it was like, you want to see why we don't like wokeness? It's like, look at this. There was a picture of a black dude in like it was like a medieval type setting, but it's a black dude in a wheelchair. And it was like, look, they made the King of England gay, black, and disabled. This is why we don't like wokeness. That's what they think, wokeness is, which I'm like,
Writer, you're fired. That's not even funny.
yeah, I'm like, I'm like, hold on. First off, I gotta research this meme because what the fuck is what? Like, what's going on here?
I think I
Um,
saw that, by the way. Did you post that? Did you share that?
no,
I
I
saw
didn't
that.
post it. Yeah, I
I
think it
know
might
I
have been
saw that somewhere.
it was
And
on
I
Twitter.
saw it. I said, this is garbage.
Right. I'm like, this is the dumbest shit in the world. But
It wasn't even funny.
yeah, it did, and I'm pretty sure if I research it and see what was really going on, that it wouldn't even be whatever they were saying it was, because that's what the Republicans and the right do a lot too. But
I
yeah,
couldn't believe I know I saw that, and I couldn't believe that somebody would put that out in today's time.
that's just what it is. That's just how that's how this election got won. But before we go, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But But we can, but but let me finish my thought here. But yeah, well, so when I was, when I said it, I was just kind of, like kind of poking fun at the subject matter because we would just rap about, like conspiracies like the Illuminati and like the powers that be and how they control the world and this shit, that shit, uh, just stuff that they would consider woke propaganda shit. You know what I mean? So I was just kind of making a joke there, but yeah, that's what we would rap about. Like a lot of really like hyper lyrical, um, like shit talking about the evils of money. Uh, like I was doing like
The
community.
evils of money.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you
Or like
really? Did you really feel that way?
during that time, yeah, I did, and it was because I was and shit, god damn, you're like
Like did you
getting in
feel
my
like did you feel like I'm just kind of shocked by the way that one of my friends would say something like that.
well, listen, like I back then, shit, how can I put so I knew that I didn't like necessarily how I was having to chase money all the time. And the process of me getting after that money, I would try to chase the money so I could do more music and get more equipment. Because this is, back in like, 2010, 2011, 12, whatever. This is when I was,
Music shit was so much more expensive back then than it
yeah,
is today. My God.
right. And, this is, I was trying to get my first Mac, I was trying to get a MacBook Pro. So I had a Mac Tower that had shit the bed on me. I had an OG5, but I had it like souped up and everything. It had the universal audio like driver thing in it and everything. Like it was fucking fly, and I spent some money on that shit. And then it just once everything went Intel, all the software wasn't working with it anymore.
Yeah, you had to be like, "Oh my God, no! Don't update! Don't update!"
Yeah, and I wanted Reason 5. I wanted no, yeah, I wanted Reason 5. And I was
$999.
yeah, but I figured out, I got around that. I got around that. And I still have my fucking legit account from that, and I fucking did whatever to get my copy. But yeah, and back then, like I was, and this again goes to the double life shit. Like I was, really rapping like super conscious. I guess you could call it like conscious rapping rather than like the woke shit. But
The evils of money?
yeah, but just the fact that the fucked up shit people will do for money, like how because I was in the streets back then too, and I would see a lot of, and I think this is what really wore on me a lot too, like the human suffering that I was around like constantly, and then I just like kind of go back home to my like nice life and just be like, all right, well, let me get ready to do this shit all again tomorrow, and I'm like, fuck, like this is what I got to do to keep this life as I'm living in a nice part of the city, like this is what I got to do to keep my brand new fucking car and to keep my nice little fucking condo, get my equipment and all this shit. I'm like, then I'm making, we had this one track called, Money Greedy. And uh 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 what did I say? I said money, money, greedy, greedy. If I ruled the world, wouldn't be no needy. I'd abolish money and see where that greed seed currency breeds would be. Just shit like that. Like that's like a bar from back then. I had to dig that shit the fuck out of my head right now. Damn. But like that's like we were rapping about like shit like that, and I did feel, like fuck, like I
You
like
felt that money, though, not people, was the problem?
well, I mean, it's not necessarily
Because I never seen a dollar cut anyone. People do
yeah,
that.
sure.
I
And
just think it's interesting this concept of money being the problem itself, as opposed to you know, what choices people are making to get those dollars. It's just so
Yeah.
interesting
No,
from
and
the God
that's
Cloud that I know today. So that's why I'm
yeah.
like,
Right. No, but yeah, I've changed a lot. Like I've changed philosophy a lot, especially since then. But back then, I really did just, I think it was just like I said, the human suffering that I'm seeing that's like propping me up. And you're right, like it's the choices that we make and whatnot. But I still think it's these objects that put us in a certain state. Because you said you never seen money hurt anybody. You never seen like a brick of cocaine hurt anybody either.
well,
All
I
you thought
have
was,
seen a brick of cocaine hurt someone.
but by
But the
just sitting there,
hand was holding it, was using it as a sledgehammer. It was the right.
see that's but right. So it's when you introduce these things into or to a human or put it say, hey, this is the function of the parameter of this, and that gets your fucking wheels turning. It's like, damn, but what can I do with that? Oh, this money? Hmm. How do I get more of this? Oh, I can do that or do that. Oh shit. Well, what if okay. It gets your fucking wheels turning. And it could be money, it could be rocks, it could be any fucking thing that is of value, you know? So
But why is it that any incentive has in this story, this conversation, right? Why is it that some high incentive suddenly makes it the conversation not go like, oh, what could I do to get more of this? And the answer is like, something where another person's harmed, right? Why does the conversation then go, well, I don't want to do that. What else could I do? Dot, dot, dot.
well,
You know what I mean? Why is it that people go, oh, well, because they wanted it? Well, I want shit too. And,
well,
but like, yes, I could cut you and take it, but I could also do these other 67,000 other things and get that thing. So I just think it's interesting. Why is it that when it comes to a person's willingness to do something which they say is against their ideals, why is it suddenly they get a pass when it's a lot of money? Don't you think that's odd?
yeah, and like when I was saying what I was saying, like I wasn't saying that it would be like you do something, bad, do something good. It was just saying like, oh, like what more can I do to get this? But I think what might make it, make people do the bad thing behind it is because the resource might be finite. There might not be a lot of it. And when that is a situation, it's like shit. Like I can even remember when I was working in the kitchens, like hours were finite, even though that, you could kind of say that hours are money, but, it's like when I would come in to get on my shift, I'm like, yo, bro, get the hell out of here so I can clock in. But they're trying to, well, hold on. And it's like, okay, man, like, keep fucking around. I'm a clock in too. And now it's gonna be some shit with the freaking with the management or whatever the fuck or with the bosses because now it's taken to it, it's escalated to another level. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that when resources are finite, it's that what is it? What do they say? That reptile brain that's like shit. Well, we gotta it's that scarcity mindset where it's like, damn, well, I need more. Like shit, like I will fucking bump a motherfucker to keep to keep mine and to get theirs too. So now I got enough, and at the same time, after I bought this motherfucker, they're probably not going to be coming back to try to get it. You know what I mean? So yeah, but and not to riff on the on that stuff too much because I was going to was trying to tell a longer story here, or I guess it would be a shorter story, but we went on a nice tangent here.
I
Um,
had to ask though because you really
no, yeah,
surprised me, and I was just like, here we are in crypto. I know you all about those dollars, and you definitely have such a different, like 180 degree
yeah,
different.
I've
So I
changed.
had to ask you about it.
No, yeah, I've changed a lot, yo, and I think like back then, I don't want to say I was naive, but it,
Idealistic,
what's that?
idealistic.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I don't. Yeah, I guess you could say I was idealistic, but then at one point I kind of just started focusing more. So I really go through these bouts where I'm like really generous, really trying to help everybody, and then I'm like, no, like no, then I'm like super selfish, and it kind of goes in cycles. And I think you can like really hear it in my music too. So with with Cock Diesel Jesus, that was in that era. And then the next record, rap record that I did was called Hard, and that was I guess in another, or still like kind of me coming out of that era where I was starting to kind of reveal the life that I was like hiding from a lot of people. It was like popping up in little like glimpses and shit, but I would still kind of talk about the the like conspiracy theory type shit, like anti-Illuminati shit, like anti, like, government type stuff, whatever.
Anti-Illuminati.
Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, yeah. Like I think in one thing I said, you see the eye on the pyramid, all right. And I can rid these people of these demons on the fly. Politics don't mix with spirit. That's why these people gotta lie to make you work to get their paper, then they make you buy their shit. Just talking shit about like capitalism and all that type of stuff, you know. But uh at the same time, I would still fucking say, what's some ignorant shit that I fucking said in that record? Damn, I'm like blanking, like running through all the tracks. I'm like flicking them through my mind right now. Oh no, I don't want to say that part. I don't want to say that part, but it was a lot of like metaphysical shit in there too. Um, but anyway, that was the last record that I put out in 2014. Hard was right, and then I got my hernia surgery, got hooked on opiates, fucking real bad. And then that's when the downfall fucking started. That's when, GodCloud on Doomsday
The
started to,
doom began in
yeah,
earnest.
yeah. That's when I say when the Doomsday clock started ticking, right? So at that point, I'm like trying to, oh shit, dude, whoa.
Hey,
No,
tell us.
yeah. So, and I forget about it because there's this line in that favorite Angel track that I have, that because there's a lost record. I have this one record that I never put out. Like it was written, but I never like mixed or mastered it or whatever. I just kind of skipped over it, right? Um, and some of the lyrics in GodCloud on Doomsday reference that record, but it's like a lost. It's like an Atlantis record, right? It's just like it never came out. It's gone. It's like still in my hard drive and shit. And I would listen to it. I was like, wow. But it was about me dissing like all these guys who were always crying about being in the friend zone. Like I would hate these dudes who would be like, dude, I'm the perfect guy. Like, why doesn't she like me? Why would
Listen, you
perfect
know
guy like
what? You know
friend
what?
zone?
I got friend zoned. It fucking sucks, bro.
Well, like, I mean, listen, I don't know. I can't say that I've ever been like friend zone because I'm like,
I
yo,
couldn't used to say it, but now that it's happened, it fucking sucks, bro.
I don't know. Like,
I'm telling you, it fucking sucks, bro.
I mean, I can believe it, but I
I
I was
felt
always
just like those guys you just said, dude,
really.
I'm the perfect guy. I don't understand.
Oh damn, I'm sorry, but like I feel like when guys would say it, that they would have this like entitlement sense to it.
You do feel entitled because you're like, why not me? I'm here. I love this person. I've been here since day one. Like, I don't know why. That's you feel entitled.
Well, shit. Okay, well then here's this. This is gonna be something because I've never talked about this ever either. I've got this record called Perfect Guy, right? Where it's about being friend zoned, right? It's just all these like friend zone lyrics and shit, right? And just
I
just the way,
need to hear it.
yeah, I'm thinking, I'm like, fuck, should I drop this shit? Because in the beginning of Perfect Angel, or not Perfect Angel, in Favorite Angel, I say, uh, when I go hard till I'm in. I'm the perfect guy. So you know my profile lit. I ain't got no chill. And my mom switched to Netflix. I ain't come from struggle. I'm just squandering my gifts. That's the opening line to Favorite Angel. But if you just hear that on its own, you're like, wait, what? But like, I wrote that because I'm like, oh shit, this would be a cool nod to the Perfect Guy record, but I never dropped it, so the track is just, so it's got that lick in it, or that little rip, that vocal riff in there. But fuck, what was I saying? What was I saying? So yeah, so I never did anything with that. But then I start putting GodCloud on Doomsday together when I'm, like really in the shits. I'm like 170 pounds. Like I think now I'm like 250, 260, something like that. So imagine me like almost, like 80 pounds lighter, right? Like I'm super deathly skinny on all the freaking substances, just like bounce from girl to girl to girl to girl to girl, just really like out of it, And I kind of like settled down, if you want to call it that, with this one chick, and she was totally like poor LARPing, which I didn't, I didn't. It took me. She didn't like let me know that until like way deep into the.
Hold, please, sir, while I consult a dictionary. She was
What
doing what?
she was poor LARPing.
Is that the same as dating beneath your social class for kicks?
Yes, 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 absolutely.
Poor LARPing.
Yeah, because I'm like, you know,
That sounds hilarious, bro.
I'm
Oh my
like paying
god.
for everything and shit, being like, no, I got it. And then she's like, listen, we got to have a talk. I'm like, what? And she's like, my mom pays for everything. She's like, I got this credit card, no spending limit. This is the card to get the cash off of. She's like, this is how I'm, this is how I'm living. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And she's like, yeah, so it's like, you don't have to pay for anything. It's like, and whatever you want, let me know. And like, these are the cards, you know. I had like an allowance and
She
everything.
must have really liked you, GodCloud.
Yeah, no, yeah, 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 yeah.
Giving you that sugar.
Yeah, it was, and like shit. Um, but yeah, it was good and bad because, I had my habits and everything. And she indulged them, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, like I felt bad for her because she was like, a lot younger than I was too, and um, not like bad, like I'm not a creep.
Obviously, of course
Yeah,
not, bro.
yeah, 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 yeah. But it was really like a lot of stress on our relationship too because I was, like fucking wild. I'm like, hey, you want to like some of the other homegirls want to hang out, you want to hang out with them too. And she's like, oh yeah, sure, and then we're doing our thing or whatever. And then all that shit would just spiral. It was just a lot. Just a lot of sex, a lot of drugs, a lot of fucking, just everything. It was just a lot. It was really fucking intense. But that's what I wrote GodCloud on Doomsday throughout all that. Like I'd be at my computer, like making the beats, like nod now, then bumping back to get back on it. And I'm like, okay, cool. So this record was like unfiltered me. This was like really like what I was doing. I didn't have my dad in my ears. I hadn't talked to him in years at that point. Really wasn't talking to anybody too much online because I was just in my own shell. It was just me going from the block to get my supplies, coming back to the spot. And I put those videos out. I don't know if you've seen the videos of me talking about and riding around and all that shit, showing I showed the old apartment and everything that I wrote GodCloud on Doomsday in. Um, and I,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So, you know, that this record, GodCloud on Doomsday, is like unfiltered me, and I wrote it from 2017 to 18, I'll say. And then I cheated on her, and then she cheated on me for revenge, and then I fucking fell apart. Because I'm like, oh my god, like how could you cheat on me? She's like, you cheated on me, dummy. I'm like,
Oh my god.
but I can't take
Oh.
it.
But when you did it, it hurts.
Right. I'm like listening to
You're
Post
so
Malone. I
funny.
fall apart down to my core. Yo, I was fucked up. But, so the record was written, and then I was trying to go to the studio to mix and master it and shit, and then I get fucking arrested. So then I get arrested, and that fucking jammed everything up. So not until Web3 came around was I like, fuck, I got this record. Let's, see what happens with it. Go through all this shit with getting it on Record Shop and all that stuff, and then it's gone. And now I'm like, fuck it. This thing belongs on
For
GodCloud.org.
for people that don't know, um, where did it go?
Where did what go?
The album.
I don't know. The ether. Fucking so the platform Record Shop, which for all intents and purposes, I thought it was a great platform. It was like the NBA Top Shots of music. It was on Flow. Dapper Labs had a hand in it. They got all the VC funding and backing, like for everything. I feel like they should have been the first Sound XYZ, because they allowed you to, put out a cool looking like NFT. It came in like a pack, so you're selling your music in like trading card form, whatever, and your music will get included in other packs. So you could go on there and just buy a pack of music cards, and you might get a GodCloud track in there, and that created profits. They had like a radio going 24/7, and you got paid if your track played on that too. So they had a lot of cool shit going on, and I really believed in it. And also too, because it'll allow me to onboard my normie friends. I couldn't get a lot of people from Facebook, from my old life, to come to the Web3 space, even though everybody, when they saw that I turned my life around and got sober and shit, they were really supporting me. It's like, where the fuck were y'all at when I was all fucked up?
Yeah,
But
but it's interesting you say that. It's interesting, energetically. I think about that.
mhm.
People are like, we magnetize ourselves, right? And I think that people move toward and away from us based not only on what vibrations we are offering, but what vibrations they are able to receive, right?
Yeah, great point. Yeah, because like I understand. It's not like I was somebody great to be around. It's like, what are we doing? Like, like some fuck shit. Like, you want to come over for dinner and then do some fuck shit
Some
later? Like,
fuck shit.
yeah,
You're hilarious. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, like nothing good. And even in one of my another track that I made, like kind of in between all that, it was like a little like free flow track or whatever. Um, I said, I ain't up to nothing good. So if you don't hate your life, don't fuck with me. Like that shit was legit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like we ain't doing nothing fucking cool over here. And there's another picture too of me and one of my homegirls, right? We're at a party. Um, and like we used to joke and say that we were garbage because we would just like ruin people's lives. Like literally, like people would hang out with us, and then they would like they'd like just be like fucked up. Like
Gosh,
after,
I had an ex-boyfriend like that. Is
yeah,
You know what? It's awful
right.
to
And
be in the realm of a person who has decided to become a human tornado.
yeah, yes, yeah, and that was us. And there's this picture of her holding this piece of paper over us, and it just says garbage.
Oh my God. Oh,
But yeah,
damn.
but we were so fucking bad, but so once I get straight, everybody support me, Web3, this or that, da 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 da. I put out 300 free NFTs. I'm like, hey, come claim them. All you need is an email to claim these. And all 300 of them went. And I only pushed it on Facebook. I only pushed it on Facebook. So that means,
Facebook.
right. So do you see why I believed in Record Shop? Because you
Wow.
know what I mean? That's a feat. And not only that, but they started trading. They were free. And I think about at the end of it, like, they were trading for like $17 a piece. And I'm like, fuck, like, okay, that's cool. Like, I gave this away. They're all gone. And now people are swapping them. Fucking dope. So I thought Record Shop was cool because of that, because it let me onboard 300 of my normie friends, right? And yeah, and then I went to go look at it one day to go share the project with some of the homies in the toxic honesty space, and that shit was like 404, motherfucker. Huh? What'd you say?
While you were live?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
I'm like, hold on, let me
That fucking
refresh.
sucks, bro. I'm sorry. That's like the only thing worse than finding out that your album is gone is finding out live on a live stream. You didn't deserve it, GodCloud.
Yeah, yo, I was like, yo, and I called Obi and was like, hey man, what's up? He's like, oh yeah, we just turned it off. He's like, we just pulled the plug on it yesterday. He was like, you must have just like looked, right when we turned that shit off. And I'm like, fuck, bro, I guess. Like, damn. But that was a wake up call. And everybody kept asking me, where are you gonna put it? Where are you gonna put it? What chain you gonna drop it on? Everybody's still asking me, well, what chain's it gonna be on? What chain's it gonna be on? And I'm like, you know what? Like, no, no chain. I still want it. I still want it to be that middle of the road, um, accessibility point. And what's better than just on my own website? Because again, all you need is an email, credit card, and you can get it. Like there, and that's like kind of like another big fu to the crypto space, because people are so caught up in all the in the tech of it all, where I just want to really be like, no, I just want to keep this as simple as fucking possible. Yeah, I'm GodCloud. Yeah, I'm the first finger drum on the blockchain. Like, yeah, I'm considering dropping some shit on Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm still out here heavy. Yeah, I'm part of Musicians on Blockchain, one of the founding members. Yeah, I just wrecked the stage at Zowchella, you know. Um, but GodCloud on Doomsday's on my website for fiat. So go get it.
Super excited. I think if I play, I can hear just a little bit, a snippet, right?
Whoa! The world, I'm underneath the perfect hurt. And as for me and mine, we do the devil's work. So leave the earth with us. We got some jobs where we going. Hey, but I love the pain cause it make the music sound so great. Make the music sound so great. Slow strut down to the ring, to the anthem. Handcraft his own destiny, they can't stand them. You get chopped up and smoked in the preamble. I'm about to set it on all you mammals. Kick out a set trip when I play guitar. And I ain't flashing signs, dog. I'm just ripping off. And when I'm off these drugs, I be seeing God. Talk that shit on the mic like I'm playing COD. Cause you don't wanna end up like me, in the mud where the light can't reach. Time's up and the suffering is deep. Go to sleep and you'll never wake up like right. You don't wanna end up like me, or feel that fall. Hey! I'm going fucking wrong. Whoa! The world, I'm underneath the perfect hurt.
I should play
And
more of
as
that,
for
though.
me
But yeah,
and
it just
mine,
looks around.
we do the
It's not
devil's
right.
work. So leave the earth with us. We got some jobs
I'm
where
doing
we.
an enhanced joint, so I'm gonna put two extra tracks on the enhanced version, but it's EP 5 tracks. Then it's gonna be 7 tracks on the enhanced joint, but I'm gonna have all the singles set up for sale too. So
Hot. Wow. GodCloud, I'm so proud of you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let me ask you, so in the GodCloud story, right? What comes after Doomsday?
I don't know. I don't know. You know what? You know what? There
Hmm?
there is a set of five, but I don't. I guess I think it's kind of corny. I don't want to call it that.
What's corny? What are you talking about?
So hold on. So how I produce my songs, right, is I'll do like I'll call it whatever sessions, right?
Okay.
You know, it's like the whatever sessions, and these these tracks became the Lucifer sessions, right? But then after that came the Rebirth sessions. So in the how can I put this? Like in the backstory version of all of this, the Lucifer sessions begat Doomsday, right? So what am I going to call the Rebirth? The what what comes out of the Rebirth sessions? That's what I gotta. That's what I'm thinking next. Um,
Rebirth.
yeah, but I don't want to call it the Rebirth like record or something like that. You know what I mean?
You're
But
you're saying what comes after the rebirth?
or no, what comes out of the Rebirth? So Doomsday, GodCloud on Doomsday is what came from the Lucifer session. So
Yeah.
what I do, yeah, I'll make like 50 beats, right? And then I'll pick the top, five, the top eight, top 10, whatever, and then I'll make a record out of that.
I do something like this. This is really
Yeah,
cool.
right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel
Yeah.
like that's how you get your best stuff.
Absolutely, I do.
Yeah.
I've written this, yeah, the same song a million different ways, and
Hmm. Right,
totally,
right,
yes.
yeah. So what I'm saying is what I have up on the docket next essentially is out of the Rebirth sessions. So if the Lucifer sessions begat Doomsday, then what will the Rebirth sessions be got?
I want to know, yeah, what will be delivered. So, what I'm curious, what visually comes to mind? I have an answer, but I'm curious to know if I'm curious to know if anything visually comes to mind for you. I wonder if we are going to come up with the same answer.
Oh, I'm getting a message. Yeah, visually, wow. Like I'm thinking about what it's going to be visually, and I honestly I don't have a concept in mind right now.
May I share one or
Yeah,
no?
sure. What's up? What do you got?
Phoenix.
Oh, sure, shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That could be something. Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking. Yeah. Like I've been, because that's the thing. Like I don't want to make it be that obvious. And even
The phoenix
like,
it rises from the ash.
yeah, right. But I think I want to do something where it's like, oh fuck, you know what?
Hmm.
I just got it. I think
Tell
everyone
me. Tell us.
because like okay, this is the like the obscurity of like how I want to like do it. Like the phoenix like rises from the ash, yeah,
Hmm. Tell us.
but like it wouldn't make sense without the ash because doomsday's one thing,
Uh
but then
huh.
to have the destruction because right now it's just I'm on doomsday, it's godcloud on doomsday, and I feel
Hmm.
like there's a multitude of things that happen on doomsday, and if you listen to the record you can kind of and there is an order to it which I'm going to specify on the
Mm.
website to listen to the tracks in a certain order because it shows the people never know when it's going to be doomsday. You wake up in the morning, you're not like, oh fuck, it's doomsday today. It's going to be fucked up by 7:30. It's never like that, right? It's like you wake up, you're doing your thing, you're going about your day. You know what I'm saying? And then as the day goes on, the doomsday starts unraveling. So I think that after this, I should discuss the ash because that's it.
Ah.
Talk about the ashes of doomsday, but I need to call it something else. I need to call it, I might just fucking now I'm about to, oh, I don't want to say because I don't want, somebody to run with it before I do, but I think I got an
Oh,
idea. I
we
think I
know
got
how that is.
yeah.
Err.
I'm not saying anything. I didn't say nothing. But yeah, I think I got an idea. But and it'll
How
be
exciting!
yeah, thank you for that. You just helped me jog through that.
I'm excited. Well, purely selfish. I'm so happy to be a part of it. I'm really excited because I'm like, I was listening to you, tell your story. It's fascinating, by the way, and I want to congratulate you for overcoming your opioid addiction.
Thank you. It
It's a
was
big
terrible.
deal. Oh my God, you gotta love this brother for always keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so I was listening to your fascinating story, and it's like, every time I see you, and I've been seeing you a lot for like since 2021, and every time I see you, you're so full of joy, and even when you're pissed off, love is the overall thing that's emanating from you. And even when, somebody does some fuck shit, you know, I know from your energy, energetically, your resonance is you're seeing the disparity between who you see that person could be and who they're choosing to be in that moment. And so, like, I see like you're, this really successful person who, you've walked all the walks. And so, like, you don't have any judgment. You see things so clearly from all the different angles because you've walked in all the different shoes. And I have so much love and respect for you. And I see like this joy, and then you have all these successes that you also can speak of, and then you also have like this really good nature. This is the thing I love most about you. I probably say that a lot, but is you have this really good natured attitude toward who you used to be, and that, my friend, is the key to being able to cultivate to being able to harvest all that you've cultivated all these years. And many people have achieved some of the same things I just mentioned, but that last piece, they don't own that. And you get these people who have made something great of themselves, but they feel ashamed of who they used to be instead of allowing it to be, a part of who they are. And you so gracefully, you have such a good natured, attitude toward yourself and toward who you used to be. And that's really special. And so I'm really looking forward to hearing, musically what that sounds like.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious too. Like I have been like working and writing and stuff, and I do have another EP coming out with Journey Meta, but it's a bit different. It's a bit more. I think it's the sci-fi stuff that I was telling you about. Um, but I do kind of work my own story into it a bit, but it's not like a pure like GodCloud. You know, it's not just it's like I'm playing like a character more or less. You know what I mean? It's not like it's just me like spilling my guts. But yeah, I'm curious to work through all that too. Because honestly, I tell you what, this is like God Cloud on Doomsday was me working through uh, trauma from back then and all that stuff that was happening. I was trying to work through it with these tracks. But then a bunch of other shit happened too after that that I definitely have not like processed yet. So I still got to go
Mm.
all that shit too. So
So like
it's
when you were recording Doomsday, like you were still going, you were in the middle of the life, or it was past?
oh yeah, I was still very
In the
much
middle, right?
because this record took me a long time to finish because I wrote it. Like I said, I wrote it in 2017 and 18, and then and from 18 to like 20, from 18 to like 20, I was trying to mix and master it, but I was fucking up and just couldn't like do it. Like I would mix and master, then be like, I hate it, then
Oh my
start.
God, hey, that's part of the process. You know what? That shit is not easy.
Yeah. And
And
then I
it's
arrested.
not.
And then that was like, it took me a minute to get straight from that because that was a whole fucking thing. Because I was still adjusting to, to being detox and being clean and everything. That was really fucking hard, because I was never sober, never sober, never sober. I've never been sober this long ever in my whole fucking life, ever in my whole fucking life. This is the longest I've been clean ever. Um, and it took me a minute to adjust to that. So when Web3 happened, um, that's when I finally, because after everything, I was like trying to get my, I was fucking struggling, you know. I was like, damn, I got a baby. What am I gonna do? Like, I'm not making like big like money. So what am I gonna do? Then I find Web3, and I start making that money, like, you know, making good money there, and that's what, you know, essentially paid for me to get this shit done. You know, I worked with an engineer, and we sat, you know, for the hours, for the months, you know, working on GodCloud on Doomsday,
I would
and
just like to pause for just one moment. I want just
sorry.
to point out to something. I just want to point out and highlight this. I think it's super important. GodCloud paid an engineer to help him finish his album. I know it might seem like, okay, Anne, but think, you know what I mean, GodCloud, right? It's like, I stopped to highlight this for two reasons. Number one is because a lot of times I hear artists who don't have your credits, GodCloud, who don't have your long history at the time of like making music, who don't have your clout, and they expect people to do engineering work for them for free.
Oh.
You know what I'm
No.
saying? And so I
Yeah.
just wanted to stop and point this out, that even at this point, that you tried to do it yourself. You got to a point where you realized you needed to hire someone, and that this is point number two, that you had to regroup to get the money to pay that engineer.
Hmm.
And that's the other thing. And the shadow of this is that you did not allow this gap in time to deter you. You did not take on this attitude like that this was some type of obstacle that meant that you weren't supposed to continue making that album or whatever. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard, and the reason why I'm saying this is because, when someone's telling their story about why they couldn't do something, it's not for me to point out that they could have done it. Unless they're a good friend of mine and I'm invested in their success personally, I'm going to shut up. For all the times I didn't speak up, I'm saying this now. I have heard probably over 100 times a story where a musician or a singer or someone got to a point in their album where they hit a wall. Either a technical wall where like they realized they couldn't get it to sound good enough or whatever, and they just let it stop them. They let it stop them. And so I just want to point out that, look, you know, you're going to have to pay someone to help you finish your album sometimes. And sometimes you might have to stop your whole album process to get the money together to pay that person that your album deserves to bring it to a successful finish. And the third part is, look, even someone who had notoriety and street cred like GodCloud paid an engineer to help him finish his album. He didn't expect someone to work for him for free. I just had to put some mustard on that because I
Very.
think it holds people back sometimes. Feeling entitled sometimes can hold us back.
Yeah, absolutely, you know. And what really did it was, you know, like I would pay for the studio time, you know, but again, like I said, I was in the life, so it wouldn't it was so stupid. Like I would pay money to be in the studio, but then I'd just be like, you know, having people come by like all the fucking time. And I'm like, fuck, like no wonder why I'm not getting anything
But that
fucking
was
done.
part, you know what, though, that was part of the culture of the time. Things are different now, but it was like that. I can't tell you how many times I went to the session. I would be like, as a songwriter, and it would be like an expensive studio too, and I would be so excited, and I would get there, and there would be like 20 people from the all just motherfuckers just in there,
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
be there, and I was like trying to write my bars and
Yeah.
and then there's like champagne and people doing stuff. It was all, but it was part of the culture of that time. It was part of why you got the studio, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you know, and I would have like a bunch of people in it, but it would just be like, yo, I'm up in the studio, and it's like, yo, where you at? Like, oh yeah, I'm up here, just come through, come through. And you know, then I'm like, I'm anticipating them coming by, and I'm like, fuck, like, okay, like, you know what, like, let me just go to the bathroom real quick, and like, oh, let me just do it, let me make sure everything's straight, you know, da da da. I'm like, all right, cool, okay. But now, when I sat down with Ian, engineer up at Wicked Squid here in Rochester, named Ian Fate. And I'm like, dude, you got the coolest fucking name. Like, dude, if he was like he could be like a rapper or a wrestler or something. Like, yo, have his finishing move be like the fucking like the twist of fate or some shit, yo. But yeah, Ian's my guy. me and him, and he was legit with me. Like sometimes he'd be like, "Listen, dude, like I get like like artistic expression and shit." He's like, "But I don't think this whatever like this don't make no sense, bro. Like what are you trying to do here?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm thinking this." He's like, "Man, I can't." He's like, "I can't co-sign that," which
What do you mean, like a filter or a sound effect or some shit? What?
yeah, like I would try to do too much
He's like,
sometimes.
bro, take this echo off your voice, bro.
Yeah, or like I'm like, nah, bro, I'm gonna scream this whole part. He was like, dude, just fucking rap it. Like, just why? Like it's like at the end of this one song, I was like, he's like, bro, you've got like 5 vocal layers going on. Like, what's up? It's like I'll let you leave with 3. Pick the 3 you
Oh
like.
God, that's so stingy. I don't think I could work with Ian. I'm a stacking vocals bitch. I'll be like,
Yeah,
this is my 16 of this one. This is my 17 vocals.
but it was all like I would be like, okay, like I get it, I understand. It wasn't like like he was
Only
telling.
3?
Yeah, but that's my thing. Like so I like to do three vocals or whatnot, but this time I was really fucking pushing it because I had these like guttural screams and with it too. And he's like, dude, this is just it's overcrowding the bass. It was just too much for this one. It was at the end of the track Going Rogue that I got where it's it's a lot going on with the bass. It's like dropping and going up. It's like really fucking crazy and shit. It's really, really, really wild song. And at the end of it, I wanted it to just sound like fucking nuts. So I'm like doing these screams and shit. And I think what he did was he like turned them way down. So I feel like I still hear him. He told me he was getting rid of them, but I feel like they're still there, but just turned really far down. Unless it's just like my heart of hearts is still here, still hearing it.
That's genius.
But yeah, I don't know. He did right by me, and he was, and this is back when crypto was really cryptoing. So I'd be like,
What do
yo, bro.
you mean crypto was crypto?
I said when crypto was really cryptoing, when shit was like, when stimmies was just falling out the fucking sky and shit, this I think it was around the time of the ENS stimmy, and I got some other airdrops and shit too, and was just making money off
Oh,
George shit, So I'm like, all right, bro,
Boren.
we good. And I'm like, yo, dude, like, can I get another extra like 4 hours? he's like, just do it on the phone. I'm like, all right, like, all right, we locked in, bro. Like, let's keep going, But
Oh, wow.
yeah, 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 yeah. But Wicked Squid did right by me, so did Ian, and actually, I met the videographer that I use. He would go there too, and he played Ian played some of my tracks for the Drone Kid, right? And they were just calling me Music Money, Pussy Money, Drugs for a while.
I love that as a
Yeah,
nickname.
right, right.
Yo, I would like. I hope that's like on the. That needs to be a song. I already want to hear that song.
That's Suicide Fail. That's the chorus to Suicide Fail.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, it already exists. Look at GodCloud. You're
yeah.
like a genie, my brother.
Yeah, that's what's coming out at midnight tonight. So it's on, it's on the track. It's on the track "Suicide Fail." It's the chorus. It's the hook.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. That's the song where when we go to your show, everyone's gonna know the words.
Yeah, I hope so. This shit goes hard. My mom came to one of my shows one time, and I'm like, dude, I'm like, Mom, can you?
Earplugs.
Yeah, yeah, it was tough. But I feel like I've talked about me for all of this.
But you've got this really great drop coming out. I'm really excited about it.
Oh shit! Somebody messaged me something, and I
God,
thought it.
Cloud, you don't talk. I'll be honest with you. You don't talk often enough. You might
Yeah, I
think you
think.
do, but you don't. Like I really love hearing, like these stories, and especially because it's like directly related to your drop. Plus, just your stories are super great. So like, you might feel like you're talking a lot, but I'm I'm totally here for it. I feel like you don't talk enough, so.
All right, I will talk more then. I know because I know I can talk. So I'll be.
Me too. But you say a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Cool as long as it's not boring.
Never boring. Music, money, pussy, money, drugs. If you don't like that, you're boring. Right?
Yeah.
No, that's really cool. So, okay, so it sounds like, don't think you're getting off the hook so easy. So it sounds like you have, now it sounds like you are going to have the next thing that's after Doomsday coming. We don't know what it's going to be called yet, but the next album, you already know what it is now, in a way, right? Like the next EP?
Yeah, no,
Like in
I
the
know.
story? Like in the, yeah, because I'm like, I'm following this kind of thread of
Yeah,
Doomsday and
because
the
because I gotta, I have to, I've got to figure out a way to say it in a way that I'm comfortable with, you know?
hmm.
Like like even a lot of these tracks, I really was like spilling my guts out. I feel like almost like trauma dumping in them, you know?
Ooh, God, I admire you.
And I'm like, fuck, like it took me a lot to like even the track Left Alone where I'm like singing, like, and I don't, I don't be like singing like that, but in that shit, like I'm like singing, you know?
Like the weekend?
Kinda, yeah, like a little bit. Like I'm like singing. Like the whole intro was just guitar and vocals. It's probably like 45 seconds of just guitar and me singing, you know. And I in that like dingy little apartment, I was like, oh fuck, I can kind of sing. Like I just this was like because my the chick at the time, she ended up getting a job after a while because I think her mom was like, listen, like I'm cool with paying for whatever, but can you like work? Like is your drug dealer boyfriend like is your drug dealer boyfriend like just like what was he like paying for everything? You guys just getting there? Like what's happening? Like can you please work? Like it's I just don't want you just living with some drug dealer and not fucking working or whatever. So
Right on.
she starts working, which is like like fuck, dude. If my 21-year-old daughter was living with some 30-year-old dude, I'd be like,
First of
oh,
all, as your
hell no.
21-year-old daughter, I would never let you find out something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, like, but it was, it was crazy. Like, they flew me out to like Colorado and shit. It was fucking nuts. It was fucking nuts. It was like
Sounds nice.
when she spilled the beans, she was like, "Yo, you want to go to Colorado?" I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And she's like, "Yeah, get him a ticket." I'm like,
Colorado's lovely. I was just there.
"Yeah, we were up in Vail. It was, yeah, it was cool."
Snow.
Yeah, it was cool with the altitude, and I was on the ship back then too, so I started crashing while I was there. And withdrawals and altitude is a whole monster.
Sounds like.
I was struggling, and trying to keep it together in front of this girl's mom too. Like, oh, I just sweat. This is what I do.
What's that residue, son?
Yeah, it's like, oh no, I just secrete stuff. That's what I do. But yeah, like that. So yeah, so even with that record, like I was saying a lot of shit that I was just like, damn, like I'm really about to fucking say this fucking stuff, and I said it anyway, like talking about like suicide and shit and the fucking addiction, and then at the same time the duality of the depression and feeling like, yeah, I'm the fucking shit, like having completely like narcissistic, like, oh yeah, like you're not fucking, I'm fucking cool as fuck, but then just feeling like,
Right?
yeah, but then just feeling like you're the lowest life form ever, like all in probably like the proximity of the same hour and shit. So
That's
yeah,
tough.
yeah, so with this next record, I do have to figure out how do I want to package this shit? How do I want to?
Mm-hmm.
How am I comfortable with saying what I want to say now? Especially now, it's different because I've got I got a lot more to lose now. I got a lot more to lose now, and I guess before I just did it, and another thing too that's really hard for me to do. It's hard for me to like record this shit with my kid like in earshot. It's hard for me to say a lot.
Find kit is free. It is. And I clicking the button. I'm gonna add it to my cart. Let me see how easy this is. GodCloud said it was gonna be easy. One. Let's see. Oh, looks easy so far.
Just wait till you got to pay gas. Nah,
Oh, you want to know my name? You want to know my name?
yeah,
No.
don't do this on the live.
Of course, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
But
but
but this is it. So this is what we were talking about before, by the way, is we were talking about why why would GodCloud put his music for sale like this, right? And I think it's really interesting to talk about the email address, right? That's why, because you're going to stay in touch with people, and they're going to get something out of this, which is
oh, you're asking me like, what do they get?
yeah. You went. I
Well,
mean, like I'm like so I buy your sample pack. I'm going to give you my email address. So what happens?
so then what I can do and what I have done is I can let you know like, hey, this sometimes I'll make stuff free for like, a little bit. Like, yo, for the next 10 minutes, like shit's free. So if you want to get this, get that, here you go. And also too, I can send you out some more cool shit. I can send you out an exclusive pack that's only gonna get sent to, people whose emails that I have.
Uh
You know,
huh.
like, hey, here you go. Like, here's some new drums that I just whipped up. Boom. There you go. Just like any airdrop, but and again to my point earlier, we're gonna take it back. Like I said, like a lot of these top NFT folks, when they really want to get down to delivering utility, because yeah, it's one thing to send somebody an airdrop, but you can contact people way easier with an email. And granted, these people might not open it, but I feel like if I got an email from you, I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna be like, oh shit, Web3 homie Maximilian, what's up? What you talking about? Why, like, oh shit.
Assuming that you see it, like some people get like 1,000 emails every day. They don't
Yeah,
even.
I do too, but I still like,
You
look
scan
for,
it.
yeah, I still look for shit that I'm looking for, and um yeah, I mean, like I pay attention to my emails, and I used to be a person who was like, fuck that email shit. Like I ain't doing that mailing list, email, da 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 da. But
Yeah.
when my Instagram went down, and Sabet's assistant was like, "You still don't like email lists?" I'm like, "Shut up." I'm like, but yeah, I mean, like, no, I guess I do. I like them. I was like, I'll pay more attention to this shit now, because yeah, like originally I just kind of had the website up to just like sell stuff. I wasn't really thinking about keeping track of emails. Just like, hey, you like this, go buy it. Didn't really think more after that. I just didn't back when I got the site rocking and rolling. But now I'm like, I've seen success when people give me their emails, and I'll have something, I might put it on sale, send it out. People respond to that. People check it out, and I can
Yeah.
tell how people are opening it up and checking it out. Like, okay, this shit works. I didn't think it worked before, but once I tried to do it, I'm like, shit, it works. And I tell you what, like I haven't had this website for that long. I've had this website since like maybe like 2020, since a little bit before I got into Web3, and I'm still learning, like, how to use it, essentially. Still learning like the best way to use my own website. Because I used to just go off my social media. How I used to sell my sample packs would be like, yo, if you PayPal me $5, I'll give you a Google Drive link. That's how
That
I
is
used.
so dodgy. There's probably some guy out there right now going, dude, he never sent me the link. He never sent me the link.
Now, I'd always make sure to, get it to folks and whatever. But it was just such a, like I can't believe that people would take me up on that shit. Like I would go into the drum machine groups, make a video. Motherfuckers would be like, "Yo, bro, that loop is crazy. Yo, bro, that snare is crazy. How do I get it?" I'm like, send me $5. I'll let you hit the Google Drive. It's like I felt like I was like selling, like, like selling weed or whatever, but I would let people take a hit off a joint and just
What? $2. Just give me $2. Just give
yeah.
me $2. That's enough. That's enough. Pass it back. Pass it back.
Get out of here. Next.
I know, right? That's so funny. No, but this is really smart. So I'm curious. Was it that experience on Instagram that made you start paying attention and like I'm sorry, I heard the house talking. Usually she only talks when she's about to go woo 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 woo. The house alarm, like
Oh,
I heard the sound of the house's voice say something and I was like
oh,
I'm like traumatized. The sometimes so I have here there's like a glass break alarm, right? Everyone, there's a fucking glass break alarm, all right? So just know, no, I'm just kidding. But there is this glass break alarm, and a lot of times I'm down here, I'm like making coffee and tea, and if I drop the spoon on the counter in a certain way, the house thinks that someone has broken a window,
oh,
and
wow.
she goes, alarm, glass break, and it goes,
Oh, fuck.
and I'm like, it's like ear splitting. Like I almost can't function. Like it's super loud. You know.
That's crazy.
I know. So that's why you saw me just I froze because I was like, huh. The pain is getting ready to start.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, I would
I
have.
got the glass break alarm, thieves. So just know if you're in here trying to steal my beats, better not break a window or my
Yeah.
house alarm is super loud. But sorry, but I was like,
No, I feel you. You're good. You're
scared the shit
good.
out of me. So seriously now, the thing that I think is really interesting about this is like we've all known for a super long time that mailing lists are important. But this is something that I thought was interesting. I was listening to, oh gosh, I don't even remember which influencer it was, but this is like a person who's is like a they're like a lifestyle influencer, right? And they were saying that every time they send out an email, it's $15,000, or every time they have a dollar amount that they know how much money they can make every time they literally send out an email. Like they said like, oh, our subscriber list is 45,000 people. If we on this particular list for this product, every time we send out an email, we literally collect $15,000 to $30,000 or like whatever. Like they have math, and so it's like this works for everyone. This works for everyone.
Yeah. No, it's the way to go. And I'm still learning, how to do it. Like I've, done it, been like, oh wow, okay, that worked. I haven't broken down that math yet. I'm going to do that. So I've been really thinking about like how much money do I actually like make, and not even not I guess not how much money do I make, but like what makes me, you know, I never like quantify it. I'm just kind of like, okay, that's coming in, that's doing its thing. Like, okay, cool, whatever. Like as long as there's gas in the car and the fucking, the lights are on and everything's fucking cool. It's like, all right, great. Like I'm not really, like nitpicking, but yeah, like I do need to get better at, really breaking down analytics because I mean, because I think it's because I'm like a one man team too, like if something's hot, I'll really be chasing that down. You know what I mean? Like if like let's say people are booking a lot of finger drumming lessons, that'll be what I'm like focused on. I won't really be like focusing on like the NFTs or whatever else, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh shit, like, let me keep up with these lessons right now. Let me think of cool things to do for the lesson plans and shit. And then if that starts to slow down or something else catches my attention, I'm like over there now, and things might be going in the background, but I tend to like kind of focus on this, focus on that. It's like, okay, what's hot right now? What am I doing? What am I doing? But yeah, I think if I took some time, did like an overall analysis of everything, I just need the time to do that, which I seldom, seldom have. But yeah, I think that could be interesting to get that info because damn, like being able to be like, yeah, I make this much off of one email is fucking crazy.
It
Like,
is crazy, but I think
yeah,
you're at that point where you could do this. I understand what it's like to be a one man show, one woman show, rather. Uh, one of the things I think is super helpful, and you'll see me do this in 2025, so get ready, folks. I just had to figure out the right technology stack, but now I've got it. But one of the things that I find really helpful is Tentpole holiday calendar. And you can look ahead for the whole year, and it gives you like, the regular holidays like you'd expect, which are, why even bother trying to plan anything on those days? But it tells you all the other holidays too, like Secretary's Day, this kind of stuff, right? But now some of these holidays are more meaningful and would be personally meaningful to you. This includes like holidays that celebrate musicians and like different people in arts and historic things that are under celebrated maybe. But the reason why I mention this is it's really helpful because you can plan those posts ahead,
Oh, sure. Smart, smart, smart. Yeah.
like months ahead. And you can schedule your posts months ahead. You can schedule your Christmas posts for next year tonight, right? But the tentpole holiday thing is cool because for me, I feel like capturing the zeitgeist of the moment is great, but it's when you have the material prepared ahead of time and then the zeitgeist is upon you, you can just reach for it and like curate it. And I know you have a lot of materials, so for you, if you had like this already curated, and it is, populated list, a calendar of dates that are already being celebrated, you can look at it and be like, oh, this is a perfect day for me to drop on this song. This date is a perfect day for me to drop this song. Because I know you've got that catalog of stuff we haven't even seen yet. And if you could do this, it will be fun and easy for you compared to having this huge catalog of music and then looking for how to contextualize it. Maybe you
Yeah.
could allow these to inspire you.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know what? Back when I was working with a label, they had me
Mm.
do that. It was like it was a small label. It was just like a husband and a wife team. But they would make me come take social media classes. I would have to go over to dude's house and we'd sit down at the computer together
He
and
cared. They really
yeah,
cared. They really cared about you.
yeah, he would school me on shit. Um, yeah, Joe was super cool. It was funny. He actually my mom wanted to play what did she want to play? She wanted to play everybody a Christmas song on the piano, and she secretly went to him for piano lessons, and it was
That
cool.
is so
Yeah,
precious.
homie's super dope. We had, I got so many stories with that guy too, but he's the bro. Jojo Keys. But yeah, he would have me come over and he showed me how to work, like Hootsuite and
Oh
how to
my gosh,
close.
Hootsuite, who's got the time machine?
Yeah, he like so when I see some like Facebook does the memories and shit, I see all these old like
Oh,
posts from now, me being like, oh man, it's cold outside, don't forget your gloves, scheduled by Hootsuite, like
scheduled by Hootsuite. They had to put their little thing in there. That's funny.
yep, yep, yep,
That's
yep,
so
yep.
funny.
But yeah, yeah, that takes me back to all that stuff, but yeah, I'm not flying by the seat of my pants, but I could be more organized and I could take, do a bit more analysis, but I don't know. Like I just been like shit, I gotta get this money. Like I gotta pay this baby's tuition and shit. Like
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that using these tools would only be in your service. Personally, the fewer decisions that I have to make, the better. And sometimes, I'm willing to sacrifice some autonomy to have a little bit more freedom to spend on the things that matter to me, right? Like, writing songs and stuff like that. I was chatting with a friend recently and I was sharing that during our Basel, a good friend of mine, Nama, shout out Nama, invited me to share her apartment during our Basel. And I was like so grateful because in doing that, she made it so easy for me to go there because I didn't have to do any of the work of finding a place, and all of these things. And sure, like it's always nice when you're going on a vacation to pick your spot and, all of the perks that come with kind of making a vision for yourself and then enjoying that trip, right? Um, it's not the same when enjoying someone else's, vision, right?
yeah,
But the freedom that I had for not having to worry about any of those things that she took care of, finding the place and checking it out, making sure it's cute and all that stuff like that, it freed me up to do some of the work that I needed to do to prepare the art and stuff like that. So sometimes I'm willing to sacrifice some autonomy in, you know, in exchange for that.
yeah. No, that shit's for real. And like when I was when I was in Maine over the summer, like I was working, and that was because same thing. Like we're there with the in-laws. She's visiting with her parents. The baby's seeing her grandparents. I'm like, Daddy's gonna be in the spare room. Y'all do y'all. And I get the crank out so like, okay, like y'all got it. I'm good. So yeah, I totally get that. And this would, kind of be that same thing where I'm not gonna be worried about posting all day because that does take a bit of my time. It's me like figuring out what to post, when to post, like doing all that shit.
So that's what
Uh,
I'm saying. It's like,
yeah.
what about using some of these tools that like maybe, and I know it's not the same. This is kind of why I'm bringing this up because like some people are like it's not authentic, but I'm like, but it will allow you to do these things that you want to do. How do you feel about using AI to like help you write some posts based on your own past posts?
No, I mean that's cool. Like my like I don't mind AI at all. I'm cool with it. Like I, how can I put this? Like
Yeah.
I don't, and I don't even know if this is even like this. I guess this isn't even the gripe with AI.
Hmm.
I don't like because I get like I said, I get the shit with my fucking drum machine too. Like I don't like the stigma that people put on it. So when you use it, people want to call you like lazy or some shit. Like, oh, get a real drum kit, or oh, just write your posts. You know what I mean? It's like, well, fuck off, dude. Like,
Yeah, but you know what? It's like they don't know like all the stuff that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
I
no,
I
right. Yeah, so I don't got no problems with AI. And again, like as long as people are using it to build on their story, I think it's fine, you
it's
know.
hard sometimes to figure out what to say to put with like your new song. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm. Yeah, that's something I went through with the oh wait, no, I can't say that.
okay, but seriously though, like, this is the kind of stuff where it's like you have to post about your new songs and all your stuff coming out, but as you said, it's something that takes up your time. You're not I think sometimes it could be the difference between getting your posts out there and not getting your posts out there. You could be sharing more if you could spend less time figuring out what to say.
Yeah, yeah, 1,000%. Yeah. I think, it's cool like you put in, something because I've definitely been like, yo, AI, give me some fucking chords. And it will do that, and then I can like, noodle
And the
around.
chords are fire.
Yeah, yeah, sometimes, and if it's not, then I can at least it's something that I wasn't thinking about before. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm
okay,
constantly impressed with AI. I work with AI in music all the time, especially when my voice is hoarse and I can't sing anything. Um, I especially like I love working with AI. The way that I do it, I put a lot of input into it. So I'm consistently impressed with the interpretation that comes back. Fucking consistently. And I know it has a lot to do with what I put in there, but I'm floored. I mean, like, sometimes, my favorite thing is the first time I listen to like a version of a song after I tell AI to do something. Sometimes they do things that is like stuff that I do, but and I'm just like so impressed and so delighted. And I feel like, for anyone who's watching, Maximilian, there's no little Maximilians running around, right? GodCloud, we see baby Cloud, sometimes, but for me, when AI plays a song based on the input, that's like the closest thing for me to like watching if I had a kid play a song.
oh,
That's the closest thing.
oh, can you see me? I
Yeah.
lost all my. I got a phone call. And everything dropped.
Oh, yeah, I can totally see you. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah, you're
okay.
back. You're good. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
No, not yet. Let me see. Well, I can see and hear you, GodCloud. Haha. Technology. So
Shit.
imperfect. I can hear you. I can hear you, GodCloud. There, I can do your back.
Damn, what happened? I can't hear you.
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Yeah?
Totally.
Okay, I can't hear you. I don't know what happened. Can you like kick me down and bring me back up or something?
Yes, let me try. Yeah. I mean, like, is your volume turned up? Oh, he can't hear me. Pump up the volume. I wonder if that's what it is.
Shit. Okay. There we
Yeah, yeah. I can totally see and hear you. That was funny.
go. All right. There we go. All right. So what were you saying? You were saying there's baby clouds running around. There's one.
Oh, yeah. So what I was saying is that for me, when I work with AI, because like I don't have children, right? So for me, when AI responds with the song that I put in, that's the closest thing for me, like watching my child create something. Like it's
Okay.
like something that I created being reflected back to me, but something I never could have expected. Because like when Baby Cloud plays some song that she's just making up on the fly, you didn't know what she's gonna sing, but she's just making. You know what I mean? Like, so I
Yeah.
kind of feel like I feel like that same sense of like it's me, but it's not me. I
Yeah.
see my, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and that delight of like you see your imprint, you hear your imprint, you see some of yourself, a lot of yourself maybe reflected back in this musical composition or reflected back in this song or this little drawing or whatever. And so I really love working with AI for this reason. It's very
That's
endearing.
never heard that perspective before. That's yeah. Okay. I
Oh, childish Maximilian simping on AI. No.
well, so at least you don't got to clean up after it, and it's not like hurting you.
Yeah, yeah, for real, for real.
Uh,
Yeah, but that's that's the vibe. That's the vibe.
yeah, very cool. Yeah, I like AI, and like I always say, like if you're using it to like further your story and all that shit, like why not? Why not use it? Like use that shit to your advantage. Like the people who are going to be left behind every time are the people who are hating on the new tech every time. And then in a few years, you're going to be like, oh, wait, like same thing kind of happened with my pops. He hated the new NPCs. He hated them. He was like, oh, blah, blah. I don't like the new ones. I like the old ones, this and that, da, 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 da. But then guess what?
What?
Then guess what?
What?
He's got all the new shit.
Of
He-
course.
yeah, he gets all the new shit. Because one of his like childhood friends who's like an uncle of mine. He works for Akai, so he just was like, "Yo, I need all the stuff. What's up?" Like, yeah,
Akai is one of my favorite brands.
yeah, they're yeah. Well, I've grown up around that shit, so just like the pads are like, it's like a security blanket. Like I got so this is weird, but I got like a thing for like hospital blankets, right? It's like my shit. Like I fucking love hospital
With the
blankets.
little dots in there?
They like the holes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I love that shit. I love those fucking things. Fucking love them. But those pads are like the equivalent. Like I like to snuggle my feet in hospital blankets, like my shit, right? Like the pads are like that. That's like
There is a certain feeling. They do have like that silicone
hmm
feeling. They're so special. Damn. Well, GodCloud, I just want to say congratulations on your drop that's coming out. Everybody get the album December 21st.
midnight,
Tonight.
midnight.
Tonight. So, congratulations on the drop. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to exploring that new sample pack. As soon as I can give you all my information, I look forward.
Well,
I,
I'm not gonna sell it. It's not going anywhere. But you are gonna be getting emails from me. So
I look forward to the emails that I get from you, GodCloud. And yeah. So, anything else you'd like to share before we sign off?
um. No, listen. First off, thanks for letting me talk about this whole time. I appreciate it. I know that you
My
had,
pleasure.
yeah, like I know you wanted to talk about, insult art.
We did. Your album. That's what we did.
Oh, Oh, okay, shit. Well, yo,
I mean,
thank
that's
you, thank
yeah,
you
that's what
for.
we talked about. Yeah, you said, you know what? I feel like this whole album is, is that and embodies that. And we talked, and I totally get it. Yeah.
Okay. Oh shit. Well, thank you. I appreciate the hell out of you, Maximilian. You the homie. I got very few homies in Web3. I got a lot of people that that are I'm cool with and everything, but like I think I can count all my homies on one hand, and you're one of them.
Thank you, GodCloud. The feeling is mutual. I'm so proud of you, and you've come so far. Also, you're like one of my favorite people. I love your humor, you know, and
Word up. Yeah, appreciate that.
I love your humor. You're so super talented. You're so generous, and what I love too is like you're always at the forefront of technology. And something Paymon said about you in the space the other day, which is, I just got to shout out Paymon just again. He's always so nice. Sometimes the brother brings me to tears with the nice things he says about us, right? And one thing he says about you, he said it about me too, but he spoke of your humility and your willingness to be vulnerable, and it's so interesting because you're a pretty tough guy. You are, and I know we only get to see like a little piece. You're probably a lot tougher than even than we see. But I really appreciate, all the parts of yourself that you share. And I really, really appreciate how you're good natured about, even the mistakes that you've made. And, let it be a lesson in love for all of us to see you doing well and feeling good and not being ashamed of the things that happened in the past or, mistakes that were made or regrets.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, I appreciate that. Like what can we do? Because like if anything was different, like I'd be dead or in jail right now. But I get to be in Web3. Like think about that. It's fucking crazy. Like
Nothing
it,
makes me sadder than to think of you not here, GodCloud.
yeah, and it could have been like that.
Except for to think of me not here, that makes me the saddest of all. But second to that would be you.
Oh, but for real, like we're all really lucky to be in Web3. Think about how many people aren't here. Think about how many people, and I'm not saying like like aren't here, but I mean like aren't in Web3. Think about how many
Yeah.
people weren't like, oh, let me go check this out. So we're really fucking lucky.
Still aren't. Still
Yeah,
aren't.
still aren't.
Yo,
We're
think
we're
about
like
how
half a
many.
decade through. Oh, sorry, what's that?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just going to say, think about all the people that were here that have one foot in and one foot out, like my one friend. And I know he's probably super annoyed with me because I was like, hey, I was like, look, Solana's only $12 right now. And he's like, yeah, I sold. And then he hears from me again. I'm like, look, bro, Solana's $300 right now.
Damn. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Some of us are still here, not here. It's like you're still here, but you sold all your Solana. You're like, ah!
Yeah. Hey, but again, that's what I'm saying. We're the lucky ones. We're almost a decade. Well, me personally, I'm like half a decade in. Right,
Damn.
you know.
I'm still a baby comparatively. God.
Yeah, we're this is still so early, and even the people who have been here for like been here since like 2009.
Oh yeah, like Bit Savage and Vesa, they were here for super early
Yeah,
days.
but right now is the sweet spot. Right now is like it's cool that they've been here since then. That's fucking dope. You
I'm
know.
sorry, the sweet spot was Bitcoin at 13 cents, but okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah, like
No, I'm kidding.
yeah,
I'm kidding. No, you're right. No, you're right because back then, how you had a fucking it was hard to get. So no, you're right. We are in the
yeah,
sweet spot and getting sweeter.
yeah. Because think about it. Bitcoin at 13 cents wasn't making nobody no money. It made some money now, right? Now it's making the motherfuckers some money. So
Touche.
sweet
That's
spot.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I fucking love it. But yeah, love you, homie. It's been a great chat. I appreciate you for giving me this time, yo. Seriously, thank you
My
so much.
pleasure. My pleasure. And I'm sure everyone's enjoyed it. And for everyone that's been rocking with us this whole time, appreciate you. And thanks for being with us. And definitely, support GodCloud on his on Drip. Sorry, he's got drops that drop. He's got drops that drop every week on Drip.
Yes.
Drops that
Right,
drip every.
Yes, I try to do it on Fridays. Sometimes I get caught up, but Art Basel jammed me up. So I'm doing one on Sunday today, but I am putting out exclusive GodCloud on Doomsday material. You know,
Drip
like
House drop.
yeah, I'm gonna be putting out interviews and whatnot. You know, me doing behind the scenes, like the history of GodCloud on Doomsday. I think I took everybody on a drive through the old hood that I used to rock in, so you guys can see, like, you know, where I was coming from. And, you know, I'm not bullshitting y'all. Like, I'm not, you know, this is some real shit. I took everybody on my old route, you know,
That's
and
crazy.
yeah, then back to the
It's like the opposite of Yo MTV Cribs.
yeah, it's no MTV. It's like no, don't take us here, no. Yeah, but yeah, y'all will see it, and I'm putting a lot of that stuff. You know, there's gonna be more coming too, so it's not like I'm just gonna drop it and then the promo's gonna stop. I'm just gonna keep unraveling the stories and everything and explaining it, and you know, doing deep dives. And this isn't just gonna be like a few weeks of whatever. I'm gonna be going hard with it this you know, uh next year. We're gonna be exploring Doomsday, and other perks are coming and whatnot too. So yeah, see y'all on Doomsday at midnight.
Right on. Well, everyone, I hope that you will definitely go to Drip House and you can catch up on all of GodCloud's amazing finger drumming videos. And you might hopefully very soon see me on Drip House soon. Talking to my friend GodCloud here, trying to give him the elbow, get me up in the Drip House fam, and we'll see you soon. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and have a wonderful weekend. See you soon.